Hi, I'm Brian with Pioneer Builders. Today I'm going to mix up some concrete for some structural piers. Let me walk you through it. So here's the house, and this beam needs some kind of support. And the fact of the matter is there's not a whole lot of load, but even so, we've got a couple of our concrete piers that are already poured. This is the one that we're going to do today. And then here's one that's already been done as well. That's kind of the long and short of it. Let me go ahead and show you some of the tools that we're going to use. So this is actually a float. So it's a float which will be used to actually push the concrete around. As opposed to a trowel, I'm not really worried about having a nice finish on top. Just a simple utility blade. And that's going to be just to cut open the bags that we have. And then here's something that I learned years ago. This is a mason's hoe. So as I'm doing the hand mixing, the concrete will go through there and the water will mix it up. So wheelbarrow, I'm going to go over, turn the water on. I'll show you that in just a second. The other thing I'm going to do is prepare this soil by putting a little bit of water in there. What you're doing with whether it's a ready mix truck or whether it's this where I'm mixing it on site, the water will hydrate the cement that's in there. That'll end up making it like an adhesive, which will bond to all of those aggregates. You think about it today, I don't know what it is, it's around 90 degrees, it's going to get hotter. What is the temperature?
It's going to get up to 97.
That was my son. It's going to get up to 97 today. So in our cells, when we drink water, that's hydrating. Those water molecules will go with diffusion into the cells and hydrate the cells. So that's kind of what you're doing with concrete. Technically, the cement is getting hydrated. All right, let me go show you one other thing up here as far as turning on the water. So here's a handy dandy tool. This is a water meter key, and there is a point of connection here that isn't working too well. But if I twist it, what that is going to do is allow the water to run. Eventually, water is going to start dripping out of there. That should have done it. No, I need to open this up. I don't know if you can hear that. All right, so now we have water, and let me go ahead and put a little bit of water on that dust that I showed you. I'm not going to go crazy. Soil is kind of like a sponge in the kitchen. If it's super dry and you just put a bunch of water over the top, it's not really going to absorb in there. Let me make sure we're working. So I'm just going to, oh, that is more than I want. I don't really want it to puddle. Just enough so that that's already absorbed some water. I'll probably do it again right before I put the concrete in. I'm also going to wet down the forms so that the water that's hydrated the cement doesn't get pulled out too quickly. All right. Now, oh man, have you ever dropped one of those on its handle and the water just starts spraying? Ask me how I know. All right, I could probably take up the wheelbarrow, but I don't mind doing a little bit of walking. I'm not sure exactly how many bags I need. These are 60-pound sacks of concrete. I ordered this from Lowe's, not a sponsored post. As it says, just add water, 4,000 PSI. Typical compressive strength. I'm going to go ahead and just slice that open. Set that off to the side. Now the key, and I already have it on shower, is you don't want to go crazy. I'm sure I could be taking time and measuring things out. This is my first sack. Greg actually did the other ones. The more water you put, the less strength you're going to have. So I'm starting very soft, or a very little amount of water. Oh, and Ethan's going to help. Very good. And try and not have it go with too much pressure onto it. Okay, let's not do any more water. You can see how it's puddled here and here. Let's just try to get rid of all of that. If you look here, now that we're getting a little bit more viscosity, you can kind of see it push through. Trying to let that water come around in there. So I didn't do fast setting concrete. So there's plenty of time. And now I'm going to go ahead and just dump it in. It's still moist, so I'm not really worried about. So that gives you an idea of one bag. All right, I'm going to go grab another one. And of course, by me doing more, that means let's see if Ethan can do this. Come on, world's strongest man. Nice. Okay, we're 3 sacks in, and I'm just going to go ahead and kind of bring this around. The other ones took 6 bags, and this seems about right. I don't want to make that too smooth because you kind of want some mixing. I'll probably come back in for that. So this here is bag 4. I'm only doing a bag at a time. A professional concrete guy might be watching this and go, you should totally be doing more than what you're doing. Well, I'm not a professional concrete guy. However, I will tell you, growing up, we did a lot of wheeling. Where's my water? Back in the day. We would save money on pumps, especially with like a back patio. And we would have the ready mix truck out front in the driveway or off the street. And you'd get a few of us in there wheeling. I'm telling you, there's nothing like teaching a boy to work. When you're just cleaning or doing work like this, I don't need to be thinking too much about technical things. Obviously a little bit, but just to allow your body to move without a whole lot of thought. That's something that always impressed me about my dad. You put a shovel in that guy's hand, and the shovel becomes part of his body. So now Ethan and I are working together. When you see the water coming out, he's learning the same things my dad taught me. The value of good, honest work. And that's it. We got the last one poured. We used this 6 bags of that. Now we're gonna be able to measure up for our columns. Give me a follow over on socials at Pioneer Builders Inc. BuildShowNetwork.com/go/Bryan Euler. We'll see you next time. Now go build something.